What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Welcome back to the preview version of Riverview, a soon-to-be-released mod map for Farm Sim 25. It has been in private testing for a few days now. There's no idea when it might be released, but it is going to be at some point once the map is fully fleshed out and ready to go. Tonight we're going to be continuing our gameplay here on the map by finishing our harvest. Sadly, I didn't have an opportunity to get this done earlier. And then we're going to dive into some grass work over on a grass field, which I didn't realize we actually already owned. And I had said earlier that I was going to start baling. So why am I driving this thing down here? Welcome, Skull Walker, Chad, Lone Panther, Realm of Chaos, Joel, Ryan, Donald, and Gold Gaming, Simper, Jonathan V, and everybody else who is hanging out in chat. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be celebrating, hopefully, 51,000 subs. We were right on the cusp of it earlier tonight, and I haven't had a chance to check and see if we had reached that level or not. Where the heck am I? Oh, okay, now I know where I am. Now, what? How in the hell, if I'm standing here, do I go into that? Oh, let's stand way over here and see what happens. Oh, look, there we go. Let's go, my man. Let's go. Let's convert this over to little bales. Let's turn on automatic drop. I'm so glad they brought this forward into FS25. Now let's empty this harvester. Oh, hello, dude. Hello. Hello. Hello, McFly. There we go. Gold Gaming, thank you very much, sir, for the $10 super chat. And he's telling me we done it. We done did it. We are at 50K. Nice. Tell you what, that just took a couple weeks. Channel hopping with Farm Sim 25. Tomorrow we got a video on long grain rice and regular rice. I combined both of those into a singular video. That means it is a little bit of a longer video, but I figured they both shared commonality, so why not just combine them? Right? You got to make the rice field no matter what. And one you water before planting, the other you water after planting. I really think a lot of folks are going to do long grain rice as their crop of choice for the rice crop because, well, the regular rice just takes so long to plant and so much longer to harvest as a result. But the price on long grain rice is a lot lower. And there's so much you can do. So much you can do with that. But I don't think it's super, super profitable. It's definitely not as profitable as the video I'm dropping on Saturday. 1 hectare is going to net you over $200,000. That's right. That'll leave you wondering if you don't know what crop it is. It makes that spinach look pale in comparison. I will say that. Who owns the biogas plant? It's not sugar, wheat, or spinach. Let's go to town. Thank you, Scooter's Workbench, for 43 months of Farm Baron membership. And speaking of that, this video is brought to you by Squiggy486 and Paul Nadon Jr. Thank you for being Farm Barons. Let's just say it's a plant once, harvest forever crop. Now, which one is it? And I wasn't sure, so I went back and I double checked my math. And yeah, I did my math right. Is this baler worth it? I mean, like, as in the money? I see 3 correct answers there. That is right. Popular. Which is not very popular. That I'll tell you that much. But if people knew how much you'd earn off of it. I am not looking forward to doing the sugarcane video, I'll tell you that much. Is it worth it? Well, I mean, one, it bales all 3 bale sizes. So let's look at how many balers do all 3 bale sizes. Round balers, right? I do all 3. Does this do all 3? Nope. Does this do all 3? Nope. How about this one? Yeah, okay, that one does. How about this one? All right, that one does. Nope. Nope. And nope. So there's 3 that do all bale sizes. Now, of course, these require a tractor. So we have to factor in the cost of a tractor. Now, they're both just 100 horsepower requirement. So we come up here to a 100 horsepower tractor. Right, so we'll just assume, well, let's just say you go for, sure, you go for the dirt cheap one. Right, so you go for something dirt cheap, $45,000. All right, so 100 G's, 110 G's versus 200 G's. But your tractor can do so much more, right? But can your tractor do this? Do you have that level of agility? Can you literally go down one windrow, flip, and go right back down the other windrow without skipping a beat? right? It's really whatever you want to use, man. It's not, this is the best. I don't buy into that bullshit. All right? I don't buy into that. This is the best way of doing something. The best way of doing something is the way you like to do it. So if you want to use the Krone round baler and a little John Deere tractor to do your baling, fine. Whatever works for you, right? I like this. It's fast, it's fun, and it does the job. And it just so happens that I already owned it, because it's part of the starting equipment, at least with the preview. So that's why I'm using it. Will I use it ever again? Probably. Will I use it on every map I play on? No. But, you know, there's something to be said about doing how to do this. And then combine that with the baler thing. Yeah, it can be filled with net. See over here, it's got 2 of 2. And you can either buy it and deliver it, or you can just buy it from the F1 menu. But you're straddling your windrow, so you're not stomping on it or anything. It's like the self-propelled TMR mixer. Is that worth it? I mean, it does make mixing TMR easier because you can just suck it up through the nozzle and everything. But I'm making these little mini bales because it's going to make, I think, TMR mix easier. But at the end of the day, always just play how you like. Use what you want. I did see that. We'll probably be getting to our carrots, parsnips, and red beet video next week. Maybe the end of next week. I don't know. I got it all scheduled out. I don't remember what day it's supposed to come out. I haven't recorded it yet. We've got poplar on Saturday. I've got wheat, barley, and oats on Sunday. Canola's videos dropping on Monday. I think Tuesday is going to be either sunflowers or soybeans. Sunflowers, soybeans, and corn are definitely next week. I remember the sugarcane video from FS22. I'm pretty sure that one took like 6 hours to put together. So I'm not looking forward to the one for 25. I mean, well, at least with sugarcane, it's a plant once and you're done crop. Because it's pretty expensive to put in the ground. Alright, that is going to finish our harvest. All of the fields that we owned at the start were in, well, all of these fields we owned at the start, they were all in wheat, ready to harvest. And I didn't realize I own this grass field over here. So that's what we're going to work on after we get this baled up. This map does have cuttable hedges, so if you don't like the hedges, you can cut them down. I nearly put this on backwards. And since we collected the straw, we didn't get the mulch state off of this. What do y'all think about the fact that most of the time when you harvest, you're getting a mulch state automatically now? It's like an automatic 2.5% bonus. Well, I mean, wouldn't technically all productions always be viable? Otherwise, it's not a production. By definition, isn't a production have to be viable? That's like a legit ask. I'll show you the productions here in a minute. Well, which production do you say is not viable? Because the dairy is just a sell point. It's not a production. It doesn't make anything. The grain mill is just a sell point named grain mill. Alright. So, what do we have here in the way of productions? We have a farm productions, which has got the ability to do all types of things. So, we can make diesel fuel from canola, water, and methane. We can make hay from grass. We can make herbicide from digestate, slurry, manure, methane, and water. We can make lime from stones and water. We can make liquid fertilizer, digestate, slurry, methane, and water. We can make manure from straw, and we get methane and electrical charge. We can take our manure then and make digestate, methane, and half as much straw. So you don't have a full loop here, but I mean, yeah. We can make mineral feed. We can make pig food. We can make seed. We can make silage multiple ways. We can take silage and make digestate methane. We can make silage additive. We can process slurry. I don't know how we get straw out of slurry, but okay. We can take and make slurry. We can make solid fertilizer. We can do sugar beet cut. And we can make mixed rations. We also have a custom bakery that has the ability to do lots of cool things. Like make brioche, cookies, dough, donuts, pancakes, pizza, sandwiches, and waffles. We have a standard BGA. We have a standard carpentry, a standard cereal factory. We have a grain mill that's also going to be able to do corn flour and sorghum flour and soy flour. We have our grape. We have our oil mill that's also making soybean oil. We have our paper factory, a potato processor, preserved foods factory. We have a sawmill. We have a soup factory. We have a standard spinnery. We have a sugar mill that can also make yeast. And we have a tailor shop. Those are all pre-placed. No, it's a sell point. By design. That's just called grain mill. Yeah, we cut one here. This used to be a hedge. Now, should the grain mill sell point on the map be a functional grain mill? I think it should, yeah. Should the dairy be functional? I think, yeah. That was a gripe I had about the map when it came out in 22. And it's a little disappointing that it was like that in 25. But it is what it is. It's just a sell point. It's not like it's coded wrong and it's an error. They intended it as a sell point. Just like on Riverview. Riverview Bend, River Bend View, whatever it is. The dairy's just a sell point. What's up, Raz? How's it going? See, this is what happens when you get too many toys. Windy Meadows. How's it been? It's like breezy pastures. Windy Meadows and breezy pastures. They're like peas in a pod. I gotta see what type of mower I have. Backbone, you're never too late, because there's always a replay. But that's okay, we were a little late getting started tonight. What's up, Paul? How's it going? I mean, you know, this thing's like a zero-turn mower. Once you get a zero-turn mower, you never want a regular one, right? Are there any zero-turn mower owners here? Raise your hand and say, yes, I agree. First snow. Oh, it's cold here, but yeah, we're not gonna see snow for a while. Let me see. What kind of stuff do we own here? Do I own a mower? Do I own a mower? Mower. Oh, of course I own a mower. I got the big M. Is the big M worth it? I honestly don't think so, personally, but hey, whatever. I have it, I'll use it. Well, you know what? You know what he's going to do? He's going to pay somebody with a 0 turn to mow his grass. Ah, that should tell you something. What percentage of people that mow other people's yards have 0 turn mowers? I bet you that number is pretty high. I can't afford one, but yeah, we had one back on the farm. The only downside of that one was the valves were a little off, so the left and the right handle were not lined up. You gotta have one forward a bit more than the other in order to go straight. New batteries. What, yours electric? I don't know. I think that just totally discounts it. I mean, you lost all points with an electric mower. Oh, Raz, but you could see you mow your yard and then you mow everyone else's yard up and down the street, and you collect their money, and therefore your mower didn't cost you anything in the end. Yeah, so you gotta mow half your yard, and then you gotta charge it up for a day, then you gotta mow the other half, and then by the time it's done mowing it, you gotta start it all over again. State auctions. That's where I got my first mower. I got my first push mower at an estate auction. I paid $100 for it, and that mower probably lasted me 15 years with 0 service. And then it's probably still running to this day, but I got rid of it because I went into beast mode and I ripped the pull string out of it by accident, and we gave it to a guy, and he fixed it in, like, I don't know, he fixed it, and then he said, "Do y'all want it back? I fixed it." And we said, "No, we gave it to you, dude. If you fixed it, then it's yours." I love that little mower though, because it had giant back wheels, so it made pushing it around a lot easier. The train? Yeah, the train just drives around on Riverbend Springs. I don't know why yours might not be driving around. Have we heard anything from, Jerry? Like, do we need a fourth for our Saturday night? Okay. So, 2 weeks. We had a International Cub Cadet mower growing up. What I like about these Vermeer balers is the white areas on these belts, right where the belts have been joined. It's just a nice animation. I can see the water. I don't recall having any issues with the water on 22. There's our water. You know y'all can swim, right? You've seen this before? Dude, quit swimming in the river. I got work to do. Apparently it's not, because he's bone dry. Well, I guess it is August, right? What day did Farm Sim 25 launch? Is it officially a month? Was it November 5th or was it November 8th? I gotta go back and look. Let's look. November 5th, right? Yeah. Yeah, because then I went back to work on the 18th. We're a 1 month. 12th. Lost on the 12th. Man, that's such a long time ago. I got it on a Wednesday. All right, November 12th. So not quite a month. Whoa, thanks, Brian. Yeah, 12, okay. Well, it's hard to believe. It's only been however many weeks it's been. It's been a busy several weeks. And I have videos planned out until December 23rd. At this point. And that list will probably get longer. I saw you bought the green bean harvester. Or was that someone else? November 13th for those in faraway lands. I don't know if I should mention it, but next Friday is the 13th. I found that out today because I had to schedule a meeting. So if you are suspicious, no. What is it? No. No, not suspicious. Whatever the word is. If you're that, then you've got a week to prepare. Well, I don't think green beans are super profitable. I know I got a kick out of the fact that you have jarred green beans and canned peas. Like, the green beans come in jars, and your peas are in metal cans. Super suspicious. Yeah, that's it. You're just suspicious. Not super. Ozzy, what's up, sir? How's it going? Yes, the canning factory will get you. The canning factory makes a lot of stuff, right? It's like that's once you own that, you can make lots of stuff. We have a mod for that, right? The lease productions. I saw a movable placeables mod come out today. I didn't try it. Where you can apparently move things. I tell you what, I am super stoked about the fact that, like, when you put a building down and then you want to sell it right away, it is full price, right? Like, the cost doesn't go down until you've, like, advanced a month or something. I put on this unfinished bale. Unload unfinished bale. Do it. Oh, that should be a feature. That should be a base game feature. That's a mod that everyone needs in their toolkit. Let's go find our Big M. I think it's in here. No, it's wherever our baler was. So it's over here. Alright, here we go. I know you told me, right? It was like 200K. And it didn't even require that much stuff. Oh, why am I looking at myself? Do you have 2 sticks or 4? That's not a grass field. Oh, it's over there. I mean, you could take and put them in a different slot. Like, move the pear to the other 2 slots and see how it goes. Alright, we want to do so I can take and I can dry grass, right? I can take hay, I can take grass and make hay. What the heck am I doing? I'm making something. What am I running? Why is that even running? Oh, I guess they're all turned on by default. We'll take care of that. Pig food. Corn, barley, sunflowers, and sugar beets. Man, why is there not like a deactivate all? Okay, hey, yes, grass, all right. And we want to do swath drop. Turn it on. Off we go. Oops, wrong button. Oh my gosh, go away. Let's see if running at 11 miles an hour makes the mower at X jump. I think when you run too fast, these mower at X jump. Now, I wouldn't suggest taking one stick out because your performance will just really plummet. But, so we were talking, right, we were talking about the different states, right? So, grass has either harvest, there's just one harvest, or green middle, green small, rolled and cut, or just cut, right? So there's no harvest and harvest 2 of grass anymore. It's just one state. If it's ready to harvest, it's ready to harvest. I found this one interesting when I was setting up for the silage video, that maize has harvest ready green 2, and then harvest ready 3. Right, so these are like forage, and then this is dead, or not dead, but dried and ready to harvest. Well, see, it doesn't regrow from like November or December until like March or April. So, I don't know if you'll get 4 cuts. Unless you're saying you do. I don't really pay that much attention. I do know that I was able to cut grass in December. We did that the other day on a live stream. It's like it was winter and I was expecting the grass to like cut back, but it didn't. If it was ready to harvest, you could cut it. It just wouldn't regrow until spring. Alright, so that speed is good. Let's kick it up a notch. See if it starts jumping at that. Yep, it does. Let's rub it back. Yeah, it's great. Once grass is ready to cut, it's ready to cut. It's sometimes kind of interesting what kind of things Giants changes and what types of things they keep the same. Because, well, you're speaking of mulching, right? So, like grass. Look, grass, mulched. Get this lime junk off. Look. Oh, get this off it. What? It was mulched when I did that grass video. Oh. Let's do a teast. Let's teast something. All right, let's widespread just a little bit of it. All right, that's enough. All right, I don't know what it's. I'm pretty sure I showed in the grass video that I was getting mulched grass just by cutting it. I know I'm getting fertilized grass just by cutting it. Has anyone had a tornado hit their fields? I've had hailstorms. I'm pretty sure I saw a tornado in March. Yeah, those hailstorms, those are pretty, well, one, they're pretty violent, and two, they're pretty cool to watch. Did you get to put the neighbor's barn back up? Like, has the neighbor's barn become fixable? I mean, it'd be cool if it did. Ravaged trees, I guess, would be those that were broken and snapped off by a twister. I wonder if you have to talk to, like, Walter after a tornado and you get offered the ability to fix your neighbor's barn. It is, Jeffrey, and I don't know if anyone's reported it as a bug or not. Speaking of Sims, Bus Simulator is available free over at Epic Games, as well as Lego. Lego? Was it a Lego Star Wars something? Star Wars Saga? Jedi Saga? Something like that? Sorry, Straight Up Gaming. That I had to laugh at that. I'm well versed in root crop harvesting. So, in my humbling opinion, this is the actual best. What happened? What are you doing? Oh, good, it's not repeating. In my most humbling opinion, this, you can't have, this one is the best one. It's blowing up on the Stop Harvester mod. Yes, it's a single row, but it does boxes. There used to be a bigger one that did 3 at a time, but I don't see it here. This one you have to offload beside it, right? You have to run beside it with a trailer. This one has capacity, but it's so small. And this one you have to run beside it. But I think they also made... which one of these did they make? Oh, they just made these do red beets. So all of these do red beets now, not carrots. There is a mod. There's a modded... there's a modded Ropa on the mod hub that also does your carrots and your parsnips. That would be worth checking out. This thing looks cool. Oh, what you want to do is you want to stay away from any contract that uses this thing. You'll regret your life decisions. So, yeah, you know, it makes boxes, and then you have to go around and pick the boxes up off the field. But trying to run beside a harvester and unload, especially when they're trying to make turns, is going to be an agonizing affair. The one that actually has a capacity is fine, but you have to run along it a lot. But you could back off and let it do its turn and let it get settled out and then come back up alongside it. But there's not a single crop in Farm Sim I haven't done. I'll tell you, you don't want to do sugarcane. Sugarcane is stay away from sugarcane. Cotton contracts are rough unless you have the allowed to empty and unload unfinished bale. So that would work better for those because it takes so much cotton to get a full bale to unload. Only the biggest fields would really net you any real deliverable bales. So as a result, you know, a medium-sized cotton field probably wouldn't even make a bale, so you can't even deliver it. But if you get the allow unload unfinished bale mod on the mod hub, then you can unload that unfinished bale, which may allow you to complete your contract. Yeah, sugarcane is awful because you have to offload like a forage harvester, and if you don't do it right, you're destroying crop while you're trying to harvest crop. Yeah, equipment mismatch. All right, let's go. Oil seed, I never use it. But, you know, if you got time to plant it, and then you got time to come around and cultivate it later, it'll give you free fertilizer. That's all it's good for. But in practice, I never use it. The only time I plant oilseed radish is when I demonstrate how to use oilseed radish in a video. Now there's other folks that just use it religiously because, I mean, it emulates a realistic farming technique. by putting a crop in the ground in the fall and letting it stay in the field all winter, and then deliberately coming through in the spring and cultivating it under, because you want something in the ground to help control erosion. Right? We don't have erosion in game. Oops. But what we do have in game is oilseed radish, so you could emulate. You know, we're not gonna drive with this fake John Deere anymore. We're gonna drive. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. We like these because they look angry and they sound angry. Yeah. Well, my Valtra doesn't even have rear drive. Let's go, let's go. I wouldn't say canola is good. I just did a video on canola and it's got pretty paltry profit potential, in my opinion. And it takes 11 months to grow. So you're not getting any return on your investment for a year. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Like, if you want to get into cows, then the best thing to do early on is to get grass work going and get hay going and get silage production going, so you can start doing your TMR. If you're just doing arable crops, then I mean, oats are pretty good. It's a 4-month turnaround. Plant it in early spring, harvest it in early summer. But I don't think there's any, I don't think the game has any sort of double crop potential. All right, oat is out of here in July. I guess you could harvest oats and then put carrots in the ground and get the carrots out of the ground in November. But we just talked about how painful carrots were. Right? Like barley's 9 months or 10 months, and wheat is 9 months. Or it's the other way around. You know, rice is pretty short. But once you get to August, then you're back to, you know, nothing you can harvest by the time you can plant rice. Spinach is a big money maker because you get 2 crops per year off of spinach, but it's a big investment with the harvester. mean, grass is a pretty good crop because it just regrows. And we were talking earlier, you can definitely get 3 cuts a year. You might be able to get 4 cuts a year if you cut it as soon as possible in the spring. And then you can make silage bales, so you could sell silage bales. I got a video coming out Saturday that shows you how you can make $200,000 a year, or every year and a half, off of 1 hectare's worth of field. So that's pretty good return on investment. $200K every 15 months. And you never have to replant a crop once you do it once. It took about an hour to harvest. So an hour of work every year and a half. Why is this? Is it just so bumpy? I mean, I really like this road. I can't go very fast on it, but I like it. And the modular BGA that came out by Castor, that's some good stuff there, right? You can really make your BGA and customize it. What's up, Midwest Farmer? How are you doing? I mean, there's endless ways to play. There's endless ways to do everything. You know, is your goal to make as much money as you can, as fast as you can? Is your goal to emulate real farming techniques you see in practice? You know, is your goal to become a dairy farmer? To get into productions? To do a specific production? And every time you play, you can just set up a different goal. Right, this time I want to do this and work toward that. Next time I want to do this other thing and work toward that. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, we're bogging it down. Oh, come on. We might have to find a repair place. I haven't looked at it in 25, but yeah, you could do all kinds of things with it in 22. Are you sip? You know, I would say things. I would say things. Alright. Let's go find a service station. Get this tractor fixed up. So we're not bogging down so bad. I mean, I'd like to be able to search and just type in like wheat, WH, and just have it show me everything. The starts. Oh my gosh, the cars are driving on the wrong side of the road. And have it show me everything that starts with WH. Oh, you little freaking little piece of... I want a toggle switch. I want to be able to toggle traffic. Normal drive and wrong way driving. That's all I have to say about that. I was hoping I could give you a horsepower boost, but nope. Wait, what? We did it! Alright, let's see how much power this thing's got now. Rusty. They don't pull from silos. No. You would have to feed them all the time. I wonder if I can go... Oh yeah, I can get over here to my grass. Shortcut. You want this? 47% off? Haha. Now, what you can do is if you have cows or pigs, you can configure your helper to draw manure or slurry from your animal pen as opposed to buying it, right? So this is kind of a neat thing. Right, so down here, slurry, you can say buy it, or you can say pull it from farm productions, or pull it from this cow barn, the other cow barn, and the same with manure. And then you can come here to your animals. And you can rename the building. I didn't really show this in the animal videos because I honestly forget about it. Oh, yeah, I tried, you know how I got the screenshot of the cow sitting down? Every time I come up to a cow that's laying down, they stand up. Every single, look, this one just sat down, watch. Watch. It ain't gonna be long before he goes and stands up. Oh, shush your mouth. Alright, over here. Where is it? Build mode. Clickety clickety clack. Rename. Angus barn. Milkers. Done, son. So now we come over here. We come down here. We can go take slurry from milkers or the Angus barn. I can't rename that. There you go. A little trick. Hey, and if you don't like the video, just like it twice. Just hit the button twice, okay? Man, this feels bumpy. I need to come here and take all the rocks out of this field. Now the question is can I get somebody from Australia to be a the front man in front of the camera? Right? You gonna be the mic man? You know, if you've got an Australian accent, then that like triples your views right there. Did you see that magical picker-upper picks up the stones on River Bend? Yeah, it's on the mod hub. Magical picker-upper. It is right here. There's the magical picker-upper. It basically allows you to pick up anything and everything from anywhere. It like bypasses ownership of everything. Get the magical picker-upper. That's what we call this. Just read magical picker-upper. And clickety-clickety-clack. How can it not have a 5.0? It's somebody downloaded it and then rated it terribly because it wasn't realistic. That has to be what happened. Keith, thank you for tuning in. Spending your Friday with me is always a good way of helping the time pass by. That's right. I mean, if you don't like it, don't download it. Right? But don't knock on somebody's creativity. Like the unrealistic mods, it's not my thing. But, you know, doesn't make them bad. They're for somebody, just not for me. Like, will I use the magic picker-upper? Probably not. But doesn't mean you can't. New Frontiers got an update, and I did see in the partners channel a message about what happens if you had round bales, how to make those bales come back. I know Riverbend's nice, but then I see some folks that say, "Oh, Riverbend's awful," and I'm thinking, "What? Are you even opening your eyes? Did you even see it?" But you know, each their own. Just like the folks that come here and are like, oh, what is that you're using? I am interested in that tractor. I'm interested in that piece of machinery you're doing. And I say, oh, it's just base game stuff. Here it is. And you never hear from them again. It's like, did they just instantly recoil and, you know, put up the cross because I just said something, you know, horrible? Yeah, there's an area near me where the river makes like 7 or 8 or 10 cutbacks, like within a couple miles of each other. Like that could so be a map. And then you could have a couple ferry crossings, some bridge crossings as the river literally just goes east and west several times back across the map. Oh, come on, let's go. Uh-oh. David had to go to the office. He had to actually get dressed for work. Yeah, all the in-office people are like, oh, that's the guy that gets to work from home all the time. Yeah, probably. So when we were going to, that's why you turned off. Oh, it's full. All right, well then let's turn this on. Okay, silage straw. Silage is full. Hay is full. Grass is full. Alright. Well, you know what it's time for then, people. Everybody says it's time for the stationary Gouville baler. That's right. That's right. We bought it for a reason. Let's dip. Back up the truck, Chuck. Back up the truck, Chuck. Should we get the... No, let's go grab this one. So, I was saying when the wife had to get a bunch of her back surgeries. Oh, this one took a while to start. Back up in Northern Virginia, like, there's a whole bunch of office buildings up there. During the middle of the day, they're completely empty. Parking lots are empty. The office buildings are empty. Half of them, like, have big for lease signs on them. And it's all remote workers. Like, no one's going into the office anymore. So all of these office buildings are just empty. Like, there's parking lots and parking decks connected to all these places. And the only people that show up are, like, the folks that, like, maintain the building. No word on the release, no. I mean, it just went into private testing earlier this week. So it's not like it's been in testing for long. I'd say it's probably at least a couple weeks away. I know the trees are all going to be swapped out for different trees. And I think there's a couple other things still planned. Help! Help! Alright, let me do a couple squats. Let me get in the right mindset. Okay. Let's just chill here for a little bit. Let the adrenaline wear off. Alright, we're good. We want to change this to 150s. Yep, that's good. Oh, who doesn't like rears? Quit steering. Alright, here we go. There, you want to see that? Alright, let's go. Let's go, people, let's go. Yeah, the storage shed's fixed. And you have open spots on fields. Doesn't grow any crop. Plow them. So create fields. When you get to that spot, do create fields with your plow. That'll guarantee to do it. Is it like hail damage? I mean, we could do this. I could unlock the frame rate if you wanted and run 90, but you know that there's no need for that. They're pretty good. Yeah. Oh, look, we're doubling down our silage additive. I'm using it here on this trailer and we're using it on the baler. Double down. Double it down. I just can't stand steering axles. If they didn't turn, I would be able to reverse exactly how I wanted. And then it goes and turns, and then I overturn, and I'm like, are you serious? Just stop it. So I have a 4070 Ti Super for the GPU. So pretty good GPU there. Where you're running very high custom settings because I need overhead for streaming and recording. If I wasn't streaming or recording, sure, I could crank this things all the way up. But I need overhead to do some other things, right? I have 48 gigs of DDR5, and I'm running a, well, what I call a Frankenstein motherboard. It actually has a laptop CPU in it, as opposed to a desktop CPU, from a Chinese manufacturer. We are playing and streaming at 1440. So, depending on what you are watching it on, right, you could watch it at 1440. All right, you ready? All right, get ready. Okay, so we're running very high custom, 1440. VSync is turned on. I have it limited to 60 FPS because, again, I stream at 60 FPS. I record at 60 FPS. There's absolutely no reason I need to go any faster than that for this purpose. If I was only playing the game and not recording it, not streaming it, I would probably bump this up. Windowed mode so I can tab out and it not get minimized. I like my HUD at 70% because I think it's too big at 100%. And here's where the special sauce comes in. 200% draw distance on everything. Very high shader quality, high shading rate, very high screen space reflections. Screen space shadows is on, very high SSAO, atmosphere, volumetric fog, cloud shadows is on, terrain quality is very high, texture resolution is high, texture filtering is 16x, light quality is ultra, lens flare is off, very high shadow quality, high shadow distance, soft shadows on, shadow map filtering high, foliage shadows off. Realistic beacons on, field of view 70, 60, 40, 5, 5, 400% on my tires, 200 on tessellation. Multi-sampling anti-aliasing is off. I mean, I could probably maybe turn that on. DLAA, since I've got an NVIDIA card, DLAA is on, DLSS is off. All this other junk is off because I don't need it. And there you go. That's it. So go check your settings against that. Really? The farm stick was breaking it. But, yeah, I mean, you could say I have a few cores, right? I'm actually encoding with my CPU right now. So, you know, 24 cores, 32 threads, because like I said, I'm running a Frankenstein motherboard that's got a mobile chip in it with the 4070 Super Ti. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, give those settings a try and tweak from there. Can I go faster if I'm over here on the grass? Yeah, I can. You're running like a 1080? 1080 Ti? Why would you want to brew coffee? That stuff is nasty. Nasty. Horrible stuff. I thought this was full. Oh my gosh, I got so distracted. I thought this was full. Thing has wicked cool animations. All right, let's go to work. Anonymous, thank you for the sub. We're celebrating 51,000 subs. I haven't really mentioned that, have I? Thank you all if you've recently subscribed for getting us to 51,000. Thank you everyone else who's been a long-term subscriber for sticking to it. Yeah, I'm a little worried that well, supposedly the next gen cards are gonna be announced at the start of the year. It'll be interesting to see how the new Intel cards are. Sounds like they may be competing toward the middle and low market. So a good 1660 replacement for not a whole lot of cash. AMD seems to be settled in the mid-market, mid to mid-high, and NVIDIA seems to want the mid-high and high. Right, like I think the lowest end card NVIDIA did was the 4060 this go around. You know, we had like I think we had like a 3050 last time, and then you know we had the 1660 and all those before that. But I mean, honestly, when the new cards are announced and the new cards are launched, you look on the used market, there'll be people dumping cards, and it might be a good opportunity to pick up a slightly used card of a slightly older generation. Yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, I know someone who plays 4K on a 4060 and it's like, no, that's not a 4K card. $1440 is good for me. I don't really see the need to go any higher than that. But you can see what I mean about the UI scale at 70%, with the HUD over in the lower right and the upper right, and oh shoot, wrong button again. And then the mini map, right? It's nice down there. It doesn't take up a huge portion of the screen, right? I feel like I can leave it up and your view isn't all that hampered. Oh, Chad, it's because she put a period and then no space afterwards. The bot is stupid. And the bot thinks that you put a link in because you had words, 2 words that had a period in between. I mean, that sounds like a good price, right? Yeah, that is driving a lot of pixels. Ultra wides are a lot more pixels for their vertical resolution. I got an ultra wide at work. It's outstanding. Yeah, I mean, the model at work is just 60 hertz, but it's 1440p. Text is ultra clear. What I like to watch is the animations on these handles. Yeah, as you're doing things. Alright. It's automatic. There's nobody there. Just turn it on, load it up, and go. No, I mean, in real life, yeah, you gotta operate it. In real life, you'd be standing there and you'd be watching dials and gauges and flipping and moving the levers. Yeah, the wrap boxes disappear as they're used. At least it did on a wrapper I was using. Well, Delilah, I got a really good deal back the end of summer on a new 2022. Last 2022 on the lot. and it was probably like a $38,000 car, and I think my loan was like 26. It had 600 miles on it. It was basically used as a dealer loaner. But it was one of those things where I didn't need it. But I felt it was an opportunity that I shouldn't pass up. Alright, we're gonna finish collecting the grass off of this field, and then we're gonna shut her down for the night. Tomorrow, we'll be streaming over on our secondary channel, FK's Funhouse, explanation FK's Funhouse. For a link to that, we'll be streaming Wreckfest tomorrow night. Every Friday night we do Wreckfest. On Saturday, we are going to be starting soon. Not this Saturday because Simper's got a previous engagement. But next Saturday, in a week, we'll probably be starting a multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3 run. Probably on Tactician mode. I need to make sure our fourth is in. If not, I'm going to be looking for a fourth. I need to check with somebody first. And then every Sunday night, we do American Truck Simulator over on that channel. So, it's the second channel. We just hang out, have fun, play other games. How many do we have in here so far? We have 12 bales in here. Make that 13. Maybe not. But thank you for the super membership. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, the car I had before was, well, it was 11 years old. Or going on 11 years. And, yeah, it had been fairly trouble-free for those 11 years. but I felt I was living on borrowed time, and I felt it was maybe better to get something when I had the ability to kind of play the market, as opposed to basically just taking whatever was available because you needed it. I wish Giants would bring back grass drying, and they would bring back like grass wilting in the field if it wasn't picked up. Riverview just went into private testing earlier this week, so I expect it to be at least several weeks, because there are still things on the map that need to be changed. Like, all the trees on the map are basically the same in the forest area. They're going to be replaced with different trees and everything. There's some other things that need to be still implemented, but overall the map is fully playable. I haven't talked to CavalierRoy, so I don't know how well map testing is going, but I do know that he's got a dedicated crew that is hammering on it and everything, so I have no doubt that it'll be as good as it possibly could be once it releases. We got crickets. We got crickets or something out here now. There we go. I mean, you never know. The other car may have been perfectly fine up to 15, 16 years. But, you know, it gets about 500 miles on it every 10 days or so. So it's not really necessarily a low mileage car. But I wouldn't call it high mileage either. Alright, basically one more load, one more partial load, then we'll be done here. Alright, David, go have yourself a A holiday lunch. We're gonna have to do a bunch of field prep next time we're on the map. Yeah, I don't think they're too far away, but Giants Editor, you know, just came out maybe a week and a half ago. So there's a whole lot of figuring out some of the new aspects. I suspect we should probably start seeing more mod map by the end of the month. $50 miles a week, yeah. That's about my day right there. About 50 miles a day, 5 days a week. Yeah, I think this map has a lot going for it. There's multiple farms. Yeah, we're just up here at the starting farm, which has a very well-equipped starting farm. There's at least 2 other farms on the map. There's a biogas plant, and of course, you know, plenty of fields, medium to large. A perimeter forest, so ample forestry. Custom animal pens with very, very high capacity, and also very high food capacities, so you should be able to easily keep them fed throughout an entire multiple days. And if you hadn't heard, Giants has officially ended the mod testing thread. So that is over. No more mod testing thread, no more how many mods are pending testing, what's in the testing list. I'll zoom out a little bit here, and we'll let the credits roll. I want to thank you all for coming out and watching tonight. Like I said, we're going to be over on our secondary channel tomorrow night, FK's Funhouse. We're going to be doing Wreckfest. It's a great way to wrap up the week, get rid of any stress and any frustrations by just wrecking everybody in sight. Overall, we have a fun time. So, encourage you all to go check out that channel. Explanation FK Funhouse in chat. Tomorrow on this channel, we're going to have a video drop on rice and long grain rice. I combined both of those into a single video. And then on Saturday, there's going to be a video on poplar. If you haven't ever used poplar, it might be worth checking out that video because it's a pretty darn profitable crop. And then on Sunday, we're going to do a video on wheat, barley, and oats. Monday, we have a video on canola. Tuesday, it's going to be either sunflowers or soybeans. And then Wednesday, probably corn and or sunflowers. And then corn the day after that. And then probably potatoes, sugar beets, and stuff like that. Until next time, happy farming.